It doesn't feel like in just a few more days we will be getting a new banner in Honkai Star Rail. And what else could it be other than the Sparxie'S banner, which we've been waiting for, to accompany Yao Guang as a character who has the Path of Elation in this game. For those of you who might not know yet, Sparxie'S has a truly crucial role in the Elation team, which is as a character who can provide a lot of additional punchlines that are useful for dealing massive damage through Elation damage. So Sparxie'S is really ideal when combined with Sparkle, who now can provide a huge amount of extra skill points through her ultimate. I'm sure many of you are wondering who exactly is really suitable to accompany Sparxie'S on the team. So as you read in the title of this video, we are going to thoroughly discuss and break down Sparxie'S teammates tier list version 4.0. Let's do this. Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here's a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Lootbar. Lootbar is the most reliable top-up platform. It saves up to 23% for all orders compared with the official channel, and it provides an 80% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy pack for 30,000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have costed $50. Totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in the less than 3 minutes. All recharges will be done through the official channel with MiHoYo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount. As usual, before we start, I just want to say first that everything I discuss in this video is purely my personal opinion, and this tier list is completely made by me. So everyone might have their own opinions and they could be different from what I'm saying here, okay? We will start from tier D first. As usual, for this lowest tier, I put characters who functionally don't provide direct benefits to Sparxie'S, who will now fill the role as either sub DPS or main DPS on the team. Some examples are Jeopard, Hyacinth, and others. Now it's time to move on to tier C. For tier C, I placed characters who can be said to give some impact to Sparxie'S, even if it's only a little. So if you don't have characters from the higher tiers, you can also use the characters in this tier. Some examples are Ronmei, Bronya, Tingyun, Seredra, and also Vusuan. Okay, now let's try to discuss some of the characters in this tier. I'll start with Bronya. If we can say so, Bronya is indeed a standard character that we can obtain at the beginning of the game. But that doesn't mean standard characters perform badly, guys. Because if we look at her kit, some parts actually connect quite well with Sparxie'S. For example, her ultimate increases attack for all allies for 2 turns, while also increasing critical damage. That means Sparxie'S will gain increased elation, guys, because if we just look at her trace, Sparxie'S will have higher elation along with her attack stat. So these two kits really connect well. And not only that, if you manage to get her idle one, there's a chance to recover 1 skill point every time we use a skill. This is clearly very useful for Sparxie'S, who is quite wasteful with skill point usage. Cool, right? Besides Bronya, I also want to talk a bit about Seredra. Even though Seredra is now a character dedicated to Finan or Anexa, actually she is still quite useful when paired with Sparxie'S, even if not all of her kit will be used. How is that possible? As we all know, Seredra has a unique kit called Military Merit, which gives a buff to 1 selected characters on the team. This selected character will receive an attack increase based on Seredra's attack. The higher Seredra's attack, the bigger the attack buff given through Military Merit. Not only does it provide an attack increase, but in Seredra's third trace called Vici, she also gives an additional 20 speed passively during battle, making Sparxie'S not need too much speed to get maximum turns. Okay, now it's time to discuss the characters in tier B. Actually, similar to the previous tier, tier B is intentionally filled with characters who have impact for Sparxie'S, just slightly better. In this tier, we have Sunday, Hanya, Raban, Silverwolf, and Aventurine. First, let's talk about Sunday. As we all know, Sunday is a super duper universal character. he has so many buffs that can be utilized by many characters, including Sparxie. Some examples are critical rate increase, additional energy, damage increase, and also critical damage increase. And don't forget guys, the effect of Sunday's signature light cone is really good for Sparxie. This light cone increases the damage dealt by the buff recipient. And most importantly, it can also restore skill points for the team, which of course is very useful for Sparxie to smoothly execute her kit. Next, let's talk about Hanya. Yes, she is a 4-star character, very different from the other characters in this tier, who are mostly 5 stars. But don't underestimate her guys, because Hanya has the advantage of giving additional skill points to the team every time a team member attacks an enemy with the debuff called Burden. Is that all? Of course not guys. Hanya's ultimate can increase speed and also attack for the chosen target. So like I said before, with increased attack, Sparxie'S Elation status will become much better. And the third character I want to discuss here is Robin. For everyone who already knows Robin, you probably already know what her kit is like. Robin is a very versatile support. Even though she is dedicated to follow-up attack teams, she can still be paired with a character like Sparxie. That's because Robin has buffs that increase damage dealt by all allies, increase critical damage, and most importantly, she can provide a massive attack boost. So clearly, Sparxie'S Elation status will skyrocket as soon as she receives Robin's buffs. Finally, we reach Tier A, the tier where characters that I think are quite suitable to accompany Sparxie on the team are placed. And not only that, the characters in this tier have additional benefits, not just improving Sparxie's performance alone. Let's start with RMC. Overall, RMC has a kit somewhat similar to Sunday, able to give additional critical rate and also action advance. The difference is that RMC has a buff called True Damage, which I think is quite good to give to characters who generally act as the main DPS on the team, including Sparxie. In addition, unlike Sunday who is full support, RMC has some damage output to enemies that at least helps defeat enemies in large numbers. And the best part of all is that this character is free, meaning everyone can use this character, including you who are watching this video. The second character I want to discuss here is Yao. This character has the Path of Abundance with the Wind type. But don't get it wrong guys, even though her role is a healer, she is a super useful character. Why? Because her contribution to the team is not just about healing. She acts as a healer, battery, cleanser all in one package. On top of that, she has a super cool ultimate. When her ultimate is triggered, it gives all allies additional energy equal to 20% of their maximum energy. Plus, it grants 40% attack to all allies for 2 turns. Like I said, the additional attack is extremely useful for Sparxie to increase her elation status, while the extra energy is very useful for Sparxie herself and also for Sparkle, who will obviously always be there when Sparxie is present. The faster Sparkle's ultimate cycles, the more SP the team generates, which means Sparxie's kit will run very smoothly. And the last character I want to discuss here is Tribi. Yes, I can say this character is still quite suitable with Sparxie, even if she doesn't directly affect Sparxie's kit. Tribi has a buff that increases all type resistant penetration, which increases the damage of all allies including Sparxie and Yao Guang, who deal elation damage. Additionally, if you manage to get her Idle 1, Tribi gains a true damage buff when she uses her ultimate, making the team's damage hit even harder. So far, even though she doesn't directly contribute to Sparxie's kit, as a sub DPS she is more than enough to deal decent damage. And finally, we arrive at the last tier, which is Tier S. In this tier are the characters that I think are the best and most optimal to pair with Sparxie, because their entire kits connect perfectly with what Sparxie has. For example, Yao Guang. Yao Guang and Sparxie share the same path, Elation. Moreover, through Yao Guang's skill called Decalight Unveils All, she helps Sparxie generate punchlines and increases the entire team's elation by 20%. Clearly, from this kit alone, it's obvious they synergize extremely well. But that's not all. Yao Guang also has an ultimate that makes Aha immediately take action, which means all Elation characters on the team can immediately use their Elation skills. And of course, our team's damage output will skyrocket. For now, the combination of Yao Guang and Sparxie is undeniable. And the second character is Sparkle. The main reason I put Sparkle at the top tier is clearly because Sparxie needs a battery to supply SP, and that is Sparkle's specialty. Even though Sparxie can generate many punchlines, she is very wasteful with SP usage. For example, her enhanced skill called Engagement Farming can be used multiple times to obtain many punchlines. And yes, the more punchlines, the greater the Elation damage produced. So it's absolutely necessary. Besides her ultimate that generates a lot of extra SP, she also gets a very cool buff in her third trace called Nocturne. Previously, this effect only activated when we used many quantum characters on the team, but now it provides an unconditional attack increase, allowing all characters in Sparkle's team to deal more damage regardless of their attributes. So clearly, with this incredible ability, Sparkle is now truly crucial for Elation teams, including Sparxie, right? And the last character I finally placed in Tier S is Danhang PT. Why can Danhang PT enter Tier S alongside Yao Guang and Sparkle? Let me explain. Overall, Danhang PT has extremely high value for hypercarry type characters, because the buffs he provides only apply to one character on the team, which is very effective for hypercarry. His most prominent kit is in his skill, which can provide shields to all allies and grant a buff called Bondmate to a specific character. A character with Bondmate receives a massive attack increase, continuously gains shields, and has their debuffs regularly cleansed. That means Danhang indirectly makes Sparxie extremely safe from enemies while giving a buff that I think is quite broken. On top of that, because Danhang PT provides shields quite consistently even without using skill points, this character is very SP positive, which fits perfectly with Sparxie, who is hungry for skill points. And lastly, since Sparxie's attack is guaranteed to be high due to her requirements needing high attack, it makes Danhang PT's attacks hit harder as well, because his damage also scales from the total attack of the Bondmate character. So in other words, these two are basically soulmates in battle, guys. Okay guys, before I end this video, I will also show the final result of this tier list. Hopefully this helps you decide which characters are suitable to combine with Sparxie. What do you think? Please type in the comments down below, and don't forget to check out my other videos because they are just as cool. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.